Hey guys, it's me again, here to talk about some crazy deep stuff. So today's video, is going to be kind of all over the place, and I don't mean to be all over the place with this. It's just that there's so much going on right now that I'm going to try and address things, in their topic. So I really today want to talk about a few things that are going on, politically around the world right now. Because they're super important. A few things that Trump has done, of course, that have been announced and that I feel are one step forward for us as humanity. In freeing. Trump is helping to free us as humanity right now, and is also leading us towards this kind of new world way of living. Not in a scary way, in a way in which, from what I can see and from what many others can see, is what was intended for us. It's really exciting stuff. So I do want to talk about that. And more importantly, after everything else that's going on right now, the most important thing is how to keep your vibration high, because that is truly the most important thing at this time that we need to be focusing on. So I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to talk about how to keep our vibration the highest right now. And I don't just mean, by the foods we eat. I mean other ways as well, which are very, very crucial right now. So there's a few disturbing things that have been going on, right? Just in the news, mainstream media. It's hard to wrap your head around sometimes, but I need to talk about them, because once you kind of wake up and you understand the agendas that are being put forth, you start to even see it in your everyday life. Like, I was watching TLC the other day, and it was the craziest thing. I mean, I already noticed this on my phone, like through Instagram. If you go into the GIFs and the emojis and things, you'll see the kinds of images that they've put there, and you'll kind of understand the agenda that's being pushed forward. I'm not going to say too much more there, but on TLC, I was watching TLC the other night. There's a show I really like there, and on the commercial, on the screen, it brings up the big TLC logo, and there's some kind of graphics going around and stuff. So in this one, it was a big wedding cake, because there's a lot of wedding shows and things like that. So they put a big wedding cake, and on the top of the cake there was two figures. One was a black female and the other was a white female. Okay, so yeah. I was shocked, to say the least. I saw that right away. I picked up on it right away. They're now pushing not only BLM, they're now pushing trans BLM. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not, but it's even in your Instagram emojis if you pay attention. So, right now, be very careful about where you are putting your attention. If you're the type of person who is watching CNN day to day and that's it, this is where you're getting your info from, and then you're going on Facebook on the mainstream pages and sites, you know what I mean? You're totally in that 3D still. I mean, I doubt if you're in that, you'll even be watching this video, but I'm putting this information out there for those who are maybe curious or, are looking into these kinds of things, are sort of in the midway point of waking up. I mean, that's why I do these videos. I do this to wake people up and to inform people. I do the research I need. And when I feel like it sits right in me, I know this is the truth and I can safely share this with the rest of the world now, that's when I make my video. And so that's what I did today. I planned this for a few days already, I've been really tired lately. Like, just this whole Lionsgate portal energy is still ending. It's just ending now. So I've definitely been feeling it, but I'll be honest, I'm exhausted even right now, but I got the energy to make the video today. So let's talk about this stuff. And later, by the way, we'll be talking about the QFS, the quantum financial system as well, something that's been coming up as well. So very exciting stuff, because I actually am officially part of that. I can now give my experience and sort of give some advice on how to get on that. So let's first start with a couple disturbing things that are going on that we need to be careful of. So one is, of course, the agendas that are being pushed forward. There's the trans BLM movement. If you're the kind of person who's going to bash me right now and say something, you just save it, really, because I'm not going to read those comments. I'm very firm in what I say. I'm not biased in any way. I am not a racist person in any way. So I don't even need to really prove myself, because I know who I am. The information I'm putting forward is that I know that this is false. This is an agenda that's being put forward. So if you're that person who's being sucked into this whole Black Lives Matter thing, and this is me, not me saying at all, by the way, that their lives don't matter. That is not what I'm saying. So please don't take it there, because that is a useless argument that I'm not willing to even get into with anyone. Everyone's life matters, okay? And right now, especially, the thing that they're trying to hide from us is the children's lives matter, okay? So if you really want to focus on what's important, look into child sex trafficking. Look into that. I mean, again, in the description, you will see my links to my Facebook page, my Facebook group, my 2 Facebook pages, and I constantly share this information. So it is there on Instagram too. I'm always putting this out. So look into that, because that's really what they're hiding from us right now, and they're trying to distract us from, okay? The real issue at hand is this, okay? And let me tell you something. You can actually find an article, I don't know if it was CNN. I don't think it was CNN, but it was one of those, okay, that had posted this article showing the explosions in Beirut, and basically said that after the explosion, they had found a bunker underground. They were claiming that it was some sort of safe house bunker or something like that, but truthfully speaking, it wasn't. Okay, there was a lot of child sex trafficking going on even there, and this is why. Okay, this was the initial reason even for the explosions to begin with. Is they're basically bombing out after rescuing all the children. They're bombing out, these tunnels to close off, because it's an underground network that goes all over the world that this was going on. Okay, and of course CNN, and they're not going to say these things, they're not going to cover that. If any news channel is the most truthful at this point, it's Fox. So if you're going to look at anything, I would check out Fox News, because they do tend to report on more truthful things in a less biased way. But at this point in time, people, like, you really need to do your own research and kind of use your own discernment. Okay, we really can be like sheep right now, just watching and reading and just falling for whatever's being thrown at us. Like, we really need to smarten up and step up our game when it comes to our intuition, waking up, okay, things like that. I'm saying this with all the love in my heart, by the way. I know I can seem a little serious when I come out. It's just who I am and how I sound when I talk, but I do mean this with love, okay, in my heart for everyone. I'm only saying this because I want everyone to wake up and not have to go through that, not have to get stuck on that timeline that they're putting forward on us, because it's not going to be fun. And so we want to get to 5D. This is why I'm talking about all this stuff, is to make you aware. So be careful of that, okay? Let's see here. So definitely they're really trying right now, of course, as you can see, like the dark, the cabal, the Illuminati, the shadow government, whatever you want to call them, they're really using their last, their last, whatever you want to call it. It's like if you imagine an octopus with its tentacles, stretched out into all over the world, it's like their heads cut off, and they're just kind of, getting what they can, putting whatever darkness they can, because they're drowning, they're sinking, you know what I mean? So they're really just trying right now, but they're out. Just understand that they're out, and that should eliminate your fear. So don't fall for these things, because they're just putting this out there because of to put as much fear into the people as they can, to get them sucked onto their timeline. Okay, so this is what they're trying to do. So don't do it. Turn off the news if you have to, or just look for the towards the sources that are reliable at this point. Okay. It's something crazy I noticed, because I got to talk about this. The whole BLM thing and the riots and the way this group is sort of acting out their, I'm sorry, but I call them brainwashed, because they're fighting for a cause that doesn't even really exist, if that makes sense. Not to say that, to put down what they're trying to stand up for, which I understand, but that's not the way to do it. And I don't think they realize they're just being used as puppets right now. Okay. I wish they would wake up out of that, truthfully, because it's sad to see. It's really sad to see how blind they are to the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's just not the way. They're just being used right now. So I live here in Bolivia, in South America, and we have something kind of similar going on. So the ex-president of Bolivia, Evo Morales, he's now, I don't even know where he is. He fled, Bolivia, because he's done so many crimes that he's going to be arrested, but if he hasn't already. But and he is a pedophile, by the way, as well. So much information has come out here in the country, and local news and things of him being like a 12-year-old and things like that. And he's obviously been in the whole drug trafficking business and all of that stuff. So he's definitely not president leader material. But he is the ex-president of Bolivia. And after he fled, it was a messy situation when he fled, and basically, riots started in Bolivia. This was a while back. I mean, not too long ago, but before all this quarantine stuff. And so now there's this group, within Bolivia who are the rebel group, you can call them, I guess. I compare them. It's funny because I see them as the BLM people. Like, I see them in that same way. They're kind of behaving in the same way. And I was like, oh my God, this is happening everywhere. Like, in every region, I guess, it has its own group. And this is, Soros, George Soros. He's the one who funds and everything with, he knows Evo Morales, like, they're buddies. He funds this stuff. So, this group here within Bolivia, they're called Masistas. And they basically still, support Evo Morales. They're the ones who caused the riots. They support basically a corrupt government, you know what I mean? And they're going against the rest of the people who just want peace and want to, rebuild this country. It's one of the poorest countries in South America. So they're basically brainwashed. They're probably paid to do the things they do, because the things they do are very similar to the BLM thing, like, just going and looting and throwing stuff and starting, like blocks so that, food hasn't come into the city. The garbage hasn't come to collect garbage in like I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. Yeah. So they're causing a lot of like havoc, in the country. And it's frustrating, to be quite honest, but I started to realize and see the connection, So this is what I mean by they are trying hard, okay? They're trying really hard to use whatever power they have left to confuse the people and put as much fear and cause as much chaos as they can at this point. So yeah, I see the Masistas here basically the Democrats in the U.S. I'm sorry, but the behavior is exactly the same. You know what I mean? So I go based on what I see. Okay, just something interesting I wanted to put out there. So this is a crucial time, just to keep your vibration super high and not fall for these agendas that they're pushing forward on us. This fear that they're trying to cause, okay, in the world. It's just to mess up the energies, you understand? Because everything, like I keep saying this in every video, everything is frequency, everything is energy. One sec. So, it's all up to you, the timeline that you want to go onto at this point. This is a really crucial time because it really is a deciding time for you on which timeline you're going to be on, literally. I've been seeing crazy numbers, 222s like crazy. It was 3s before that, now it's 2s. And 2s are the manifesting number. So I know for a fact that right now, whatever energy, and they know this, so they purposely create more fear during this time because they know that if you're in, the wrong, to them the right state of mind, which is fear, lack of things like that, you're going to go onto their timeline because those are the frequencies of their timeline. Understand this, please, because this is very important for you. If you need to turn off the TV, like I said, or stop watching those, that news, like CNN and things like that, don't, just do it. Turn it off. Don't even give your attention to it or your energy to it. You know what I mean? We are okay as humanity. We are fine. We're going in a good direction. Understand that we are. So it's a couple exciting things that have happened. One is, let me get this right here. One is that so after about 25 years, a peace deal was signed between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. This is a big deal. This is a really big deal. Trump actually talked about this. He announced this today, and it was very exciting because this is one step closer to freeing humanity and creating peace. Because if you think about it, the issues within the Middle East have been one of the biggest sources of problems for the entire world for the last God knows how many years. You know how much trauma and bad energy has been put in that region, which, by the way, is the heart chakra of Earth. Okay, there's a reason why they targeted that area specifically, because we through our Earth Star chakra, which I mentioned in my chakra video. So you can check that out if you're not sure what that is. We are connected to Earth's frequency. So when the heart of Earth, the heart chakra of Earth, is being traumatized and wounded, well, so is ours. We have to understand that we're connected to Earth. Any planet that you incarnate onto, you are connected to the frequency of that planet always. So in our case, it's Earth. So this is exciting stuff, because what's happening is now ambassadors are going to go from country to country. They're going to, have their bases there, and it's going to create a really good energy now. I think that, something really interesting Trump said, so you should watch. I did share the actual article, like the announcement that he made, the video, on my 2 pages and in my group. So you can check that out. But he, after he announced the whole peace agreement between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, he said something. So I wrote this down. I quoted him. He said, "Things are happening that I can't talk about, but they are positive." He specifically said that. Things are happening that I can't talk about, but they're positive. So if he can't talk about them, it's something that he can't publicly say just yet. And I have a feeling I know what that is. I'm not going to say it either, but it's super exciting. It's super exciting. So if you don't know what Gesara is, Gesara, and I'm sorry, I did not look it up what it stands for. I didn't. I'm sorry. You can look that up. But Gesara, Gesara. So it's some kind of agreement or something like that is taking effect already. It was supposed to take effect years ago, but the cabal and all that tried to stop it from happening. But it's basically it would give us the rights as humans that we deserve. It would create that, heaven on earth life for humans that we're supposed to have, essentially. So we're already seeing the effects of this taking effect. Like, we're actually seeing it, because Trump has announced that student debts will be canceled out, which is amazing. That's a first step. After that, it'll be everyone's debt will be canceled out. Okay. And then, in my opinion, it'll be universal income for everyone. I do believe that there will be. I've seen visions of this, of everyone in the world getting a universal income. By then, it will not be based on the dollar or any currency we have right now. What's going to happen is all the money left in the world, and the Federal Reserve, things like that, that's all going to be converted into a new currency that the new world, we'll call it New Earth, is going to be using. I don't know what that'll be, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's, I don't know, some paper money or coin or digital money. Like, I have no idea yet what that's going to be. But whatever it is, we're going to be getting a universal salary or income based on that, so that we no longer have the stress of having to work to survive. If you want to work, it'll be extra. But if you don't, and you want to pursue something like your career, something you love, which is, the way of the new world, then you will be able to do that and still have that, income coming in to back you up, so that all your basic needs are met for you and your family. This is what I believe, truly. And the way that this will happen, I think, is that, all these jobs now, like factories, things that dead-end jobs, basically, that humans really don't need to do. We can be dedicating our time to what we're good at, which is being creative and, engineering and things like that. We'll be doing that, things that we're meant to be doing, that raise our vibration, that we can use our full capacity to do, not just dead-end jobs that mean nothing. So those jobs will be replaced by AI. And because they're replaced with AI, you're not paying AI a salary or anything like that. So whatever money is made from all these companies and factories and things like that, of course, a chunk of it will go to the government, and a big chunk of it will go to the government. And from that, a universal salary will be able to be given to every citizen of the world. And by then, there won't be as many restrictions either on traveling and on borders between countries and things like that. It'll be more unified. Speaking of unified, Trump mentioned something else in his announcement today, in his about the what am I saying, about the peace deal that was signed between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. And then right after that, he talked about the Abraham Accord. I don't know if anyone's heard about this yet. I've never heard anyone talk about this. And I was like, what? Like, what is that? Abraham Accord. And then he had somebody there to explain it. So basically what this guy said is, well, you know who Abraham is. He's the founding father of the three faiths. He it's basically what he said is it's some kind of cord that's going to unify the three main religions, into one. And I was stunned. I was stunned because I don't know how many people picked up on that yet. But I knew this was going to happen. I don't know if I talked about this in any of my videos, but I used to think about this, even last year, about how eventually all these religions are going to be brought into one to unify the people, so that there's no more anything dividing us. Race, religion, nothing is going to divide us anymore. Okay. So, I personally am not religious. I've never been religious. I was raised Muslim. And there's many beautiful things about that religion, to be quite honest. In like many religions, there's many beautiful teachings and things like that. But I've always been the kind of person who kind of was more spiritual and relied on my own experiences and beliefs than what anyone else would be telling me. Things just didn't kind of jive with my own beliefs. So I definitely, I'm not a religious person, but for those who are, this is great news, There will no longer be any more boundaries or anything to separate us anymore. So this is exciting. And Trump announced this. It's not a conspiracy theory. This is not a theory. This is something that's already been announced and it's happening. Very exciting stuff. So what's essentially going to be happening is the government, I don't want to say it's going to be working for us, but in a sense is going to be providing for us, taking care of us, not the other way around. Until now, we have been enslaving ourselves, working for not really what we even deserve. And then out of that, we still have to give so much of it to the government. We still have to pay for our healthcare in a lot of places. Things are going to change. Things are going to change. The government, what you think of as the government is going to be completely different. It's a new way of living, a new way of being altogether. Okay, so this is exciting news. I really had to share this with everyone because I was just super excited. Like after I saw Trump's thing today, I was like, oh my God, that spider was on me. I get so creeped out with spiders. Ugh, I don't like spiders. Yeah, so I was just very excited and I wanted to share that with everyone. So let me move on to some other things now. So this does not get too long. How can we keep our vibration high? Okay, this is what I wanted to talk about most importantly in this video, because aside from, like I said, everything that's happening, and it's very good to be aware of what's happening, of course, is to keep your vibration high, to ensure that you're on the right timeline. Okay, ascending, going up, not going backwards, not going onto the 3D, not staying on the 3D. Okay, we don't want that. So the first way I always say is stop watching mainstream news. If you are now at that point where you're questioning and that, you're accepting that, okay, they're totally manipulating us and they have a hidden agenda and gosh, they're being funded by the cabal, these main news channels like CNN and all that, they're being funded by the cabal. So the information coming through is the information that the cabal want us to know. And, it's just to put fear into us and to control us further. So stop watching that news if you know this already, okay? I don't watch CNN. Like if I see a CNN article, I don't even bother reading it. I really don't. I don't waste my time because I know it's not information that I will use. It's not correct information at all. So I have my sources, and until now, they have been right because everything I'm talking about, I foresaw before. So this is not information that I'm regurgitating from somewhere else. I put my time into the research that I do, and when I'm confident in the information, then I make the video to share it. So, my intuition is correct. I will say 100% of the time, it's never wrong. And my intuition has never been wrong. So I'm really confident in this information that I'm giving forward to you right now. So remember what's happening right now. Let me explain really quick. What's happening at this present moment in time in our bodies is that our light bodies are activating. I've talked about this. We have our physical body that you see here in the 3D, yes. But aside from that, we have our etheric bodies, okay? Our light bodies. We don't see them with our eyes currently. Eventually we will. Oh, I have to tell you really cool thing. I don't know. I'll see if I can edit this video and put the picture in it maybe. But as we were hiking last week with the kids, we went up to the mountain area, and my husband took a picture of me and the kids. And literally, I've never seen this in any other picture. Okay, his picture, his phone is new, and it's a really like high definition camera and stuff. But I've never seen this. I could see my aura, like literally. And I even asked him, I'm like, "Is that my aura?" And he said yes. And I've been he can see auras. I guess he has the ability. I can't that much, but he's from time to time he's like, "Oh my god, I can see your aura." So in the picture, he's like, "This is what I've been telling you." So it was literally like this. It was started from about here in the picture, and I'm smiling like with my kids, and it goes like around like this, like literally around my head, and all it looked like was like this clear going to the color white, like coming out of just all around my body shape. So it was like the shape of my body. So I knew it wasn't like a reflection from the camera or something from the sun or anything. Plus the sun was already like going down at that time. It was crazy. So our light bodies are activating and our auras are expanding now as our bodies are holding more light. That is what's happening. Our bodies are our DNA, everything's holding more like light photons right now. This is why you might be more dehydrated. So if you are, you definitely need to drink more water. And I know that drinking too much water can get kind of nasty. Like I'm not crazy about just drinking water all day, just plain water. I always put lemon because remember lemon has a lot of like life force energy, a lot. I mean, you can connect a lemon to a light bulb, I think, and turn it on or something like that, like a potato, right? It has a lot of like electrical energy. So, and I love the taste of lemon in water. So I always like squirt a little bit of lemon in my water and it just tastes better and I feel better about it, like just drinking in general. It just, I don't know, re-energizes my body in a different way. So yeah, if you're getting sick of drinking water and things like that, put lemon or infuse your water with like, cucumbers and lavender, like different things that you crave, right? That your body's craving. So remember, you might be craving certain colors. Like for example, last week, my solar plexus, a chakra, which is the chakra, the yellow chakra that's kind of around your navel, your belly area, that for me was being really activated last week like crazy. And I was craving foods like, I was craving yellow foods. I was craving bananas, eggs, potatoes, sweet potatoes, just anything really with that yellowy tinge or color or orangey even. I was craving those foods only. And my whole solar plexus area was very sensitive, like just kind of like, I didn't want to eat a lot. I was just kind of like pains there and weird things going on there. So, when you understand these things, you start to understand how your body's reacting, to certain things. It might be a different chakra for you. It might be your throat chakra. You might be like having crazy sore throat right now and not understanding why, or freaking out that it's corona when it's not. And it's just that your throat chakra is crazy activating right now. So you might be requiring certain things. You might be wanting to sing more. You might be wanting to drink certain things, like warmer things. This is the blue, right? It is represented by the color blue. So, anything related to the color blue, you might be more drawn or attracted to. Whatever that is, whether it's your root chakra, which is red, you might be wanting more red things. You might be feeling, you know what I mean? Like, you just have to pay attention to your body. Really pay attention because your body is always telling you stuff, okay? So we are definitely holding in more light in our bodies as our light bodies are activating. So understand that things are going to happen right now that, like, for example, dizzy spells. I've been experiencing a lot of dizzy spells. My vision is changing. It's almost getting like I'm seeing different colors. Like I'm seeing colors more vibrant and in a different way. And it's so clear that it's almost blurry at times. I don't know how to explain that. It's just really, really weird. And yes, I do get dizzy. I get dizzy spells. Dehydrated. I get itchy skin sometimes. Like I just get these random times when my legs, my arms just start to kind of itch and feel prickly, like something's going on. And I put lotion. It's not that they're dry. It's just like I don't really know what's going on. So that's usually when that's happening. DNA activations. Your DNA, meaning your skin, your molecules, your cells. Everything is changing. Everything is transforming from carbon. So we went from 3D and carbon-based bodies to crystalline. We're going to crystalline now. We're switching. In the 5D, you can't have a carbon-based body. It's just not going to work. The frequencies will not allow it. So as our bodies are shifting right now, literally physically shifting from carbon to crystalline based, that means our skin is changing. That means everything is changing in your body. You're going to want different foods. Lighter foods. I have not been wanting that much meat lately. I'll be very honest with you. And this is not to put people who eat meat down, because I still eat meat, don't get me wrong. I still eat chicken and things like that, but I can't really eat red meat anymore that much, unless it's maybe like a ground beef and a burger or something. But aside from that, I mean, even then, I'm not really craving that anymore. I'm craving a lot lighter foods now, a lot more fruit. I've been eating a lot of fruit lately, a lot, and drinking a lot of lemon water. I still eat, of course, normal foods. It's just I'm craving like fresher foods, if that makes sense. Not as much processed or junk food. Like I want fresher stuff, like um, I don't know, just burrito like wraps, but with a lot of fresh lettuce and tomatoes and avocado and beans and like earthy things, that I know have great energy and high vibrations from the earth. And still have a lot of life source energy in them as well. So don't overcook your things. Don't eat things that are like overboiled and overcooked and oily and meaty and like things like that, because those things are going to really lower your vibration. Your body, it takes so long to digest, and you've already killed all the life source energy in those foods. So, you're not really doing your body any good just putting that in. I mean, if you're craving things from time to time, by all means, like I still crave, potato chips and chocolate and things like that. And I don't ever restrict myself. Like right now, I'm having some white wine, and that's fine because you know what I mean? Like you got to live your life too. And you crave your things from time to time, and that's fine. But take care of your body in general, like day to day. Just take care of your body. Keep your vibration high. Put binaural beats, raise the frequency of your house when you're asleep, because even when you're asleep, you're still awake in your other bodies, right? You're doing things, and those your body, you're still listening while you're asleep as well. So those frequencies are actually going to heal your DNA on many levels. So just go on like YouTube. You can type in binaural, binaural, binaural beats or frequencies. There's different ones for different things, right? So there's like specific ones for healing while you're sleeping, for example. They have certain delta waves that are specifically for while you're sleeping to heal your body. There's ones for DNA activations. There's like solfeggio frequencies. You can also put that, and that's for like what is that called? Like not activating, but like healing, I guess, your aura and your chakras and things like that, like balancing everything. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention, I just remembered, is right now as well, we have a lot of Kundalini energy coming through. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, and I want to bring this up right here. So something weird happened to me the other night while I was falling asleep. Really weird. And actually my husband experienced it too. So I know it wasn't, just me. What happened was, as I was falling asleep, so I was falling asleep like on this side, for example. So I'm falling asleep, and then I felt like a high-pitched frequency. It's always in my left ear. So first I heard like a really high-pitched frequency, and that happens to me a lot. So I was like, okay, I was just trying to kind of close my eyes and see if I was getting any downloads, symbols, things like that. What happens. I wasn't. It was just kind of that. And then all of a sudden, I got this kind of vibration coming from my entire forehead. It felt like my third eye, I guess. It just started vibrating like crazy here, like crazy. And then I started to hear voices, like a male voice in my left ear. I felt like I was hearing into another dimension though, because it was almost like coming in and out, like the sounds of the voices of the men were talking, and I would hear it, and then it would kind of close again and then come out and close again. It was creepy, actually. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? And my body started to kind of almost go into like a sleep paralysis type of thing. And then I came out of it, and then my husband, I said he was hearing voices too. He was like, what's happening? And these are Kundalini activations, guys. Okay? When all your chakras of your body are activated, you start to experience these weird things where you start to perceive the other dimensions. It was like I was hearing in on a conversation between two guys or something. Like that's essentially what I was hearing. But you're going to know it's a Kundalini activation when you feel these weird random surges of electricity and energy in certain parts. For me, it was my third eye, I guess, that was activating in that sense with the Kundalini energy. And I got strong like perceptions into the other dimension. So be aware of these things. You're not going crazy if you're experiencing this. And I know it can be scary for some people. So don't be scared, right? Don't be scared. I mean, what we see around us is not everything and all that is, okay? Very soon we have to understand that we're going to not only be seeing into, higher dimensions, but we have to also be ready to deal with other entities and beings, because we will be introduced to the galactics very soon. It's happening, guys. It is happening, okay? And it's exciting for me. I'm not scared at all. I'm actually very excited. I can't wait. I've been waiting for this actually since I was like, gosh, I don't even know. You know, a long time. So I'm very excited because I know who these, beings are that are coming forth. But for those who don't know, don't be fearful, because these are good, benevolent beings who have been watching over us for a long time, and overseeing this process. So it'll be more like a celebration when we finally do meet them. A lot of them will look just like us. You won't even be able to tell the difference, aside from small things, maybe like, they'll be taller, or they'll have different colored, or like bigger eyes, different colored eyes, sometimes slightly different colored skin, like a more bluish tinge, things like that. So it's nothing to be fearful of. These are our star brothers and sisters that basically are a part of us that we came from. So it's very exciting news, guys. Let's see here. Right. The reason that your vision might be changing too, I forgot to say, is because our eyes are actually adjusting to different light spectrums now. As we go into higher, dimension 5D, the light spectrum is going to change, right? It does change. It goes up. So we're definitely timeline confusion right now too is going to be happening. So things like you walk into a room and you just forget what you went in there to do. So, just understand that there's a lot going on, behind the veil right now, and that veil is lifting. So we're getting perceptions here and there. So just be aware of this and really focus on keeping your vibration high. Okay. Keeping your vibration high is not being fearful. That's surrendering to the universe and saying, I know I'm taken care of. Like, I know we're headed in the right direction. I will observe, of course, all these things that are happening around us. Of course, like, be aware, like I'm, letting you know what happened, what Trump announced, things like that. These things are going on in the world. So it's good to be aware, definitely. And the bad things that are going on, just don't get sucked into it. No, there's no need to be fearful, because the universe is taking care of everything that needs to be taken care of. The cabal are going down, if they're not already gone. So just surrender to the universe and really understand that we are fine. Okay. Now I want to talk about something really cool, called the QFS, which is the quantum financial system. This is part of the new world. This is something that's already in existence. And there are many lightworkers, I believe, that are already subscribed to it. And I'll explain really quickly what that is. The quantum financial system is the new financial system of the new earth. Okay, it's going to be the new way of handling finances. So it is an AI technology, but it's a frequency-based AI technology. So it is going to go off of your vibration alone. Okay, everything will be off of your vibration. Now remember, your vibration cannot lie. You can't. So if you are not of that vibration yet, you know what I mean? You need to raise your vibration, basically, to get to that point. This is something that, and it's funny because if you watch Eldora and Simon, okay, on their channel, they talk about this in their video too. Until you've gone through it, it just sounds like something out of sci-fi, like he said, okay? It sounds like, it doesn't sound real. And until it happened to me, it did also not really sound real, or kind of far away, okay? But it's not. It's literally around us right now. You need to tune in, okay? What that is basically, you no longer have to worry about your finances. You are taken care of. So in my case, it happened in such a crazy way. Like, so you have to first have a vision. The way to subscribe to this abundance of the universe frequency, where you're fully taken care of, you don't have to worry, is you need to first figure out what is it that you love to do and can see yourself doing every day, waking up and doing, not for money, just out of your heart. Like, what is your passion? What is it that you're good at and that you would love to do, and I guess in your way serve the world. Okay, for me it's this. Like, I live for this. I live for raising consciousness, raising vibrations, coaching on the ascension process, because I love it. Like, I live and breathe this stuff. I'm totally a spiritual person in that sense. Like, I love this stuff and I live for it and I'm good at it, and I keep learning, and as I learn, I like to teach as well. So, this energy of what I'm doing right now is service to others, okay? It is. Genuinely, this is the frequency I'm giving out. I'm saying I'm giving my 100% of what I'm good at and what I came to do, and you receive in the same way. Okay? So you need to have a vision. You don't have to know for sure what's going to happen in your future and the details, but you need to have a vision for yourself of what is it that you love to do, and visualize yourself waking up and doing that every day, first of all. That's I would say the easiest and quickest way to get subscribed onto this quantum financial system. So you really have to know what it is that you love to do and focus on that. And what happened with me, for example, is I did that for the longest time. And as I was still working in my 3D job, I started already investing in this, investing time into, learning and researching so that I could start actually making videos and things like that. And what happened is somehow, and I didn't plan on this at all, the universe, in a very amazing way, had me resign from my 3D job. This was just last week, I think it was, like not even that long ago. Resigned from my 3D job, and I was still taken care of through that. Okay, I got my severance package. I got a great amount to hold me, and keep me supported, and my family as well for now. And at the same time, my husband and the projects he invested in and things like that, these are manifesting right now in such a crazy way that I've now found a new path, and it just happens so organically and seamlessly. I don't even know how else to better describe that to you. I couldn't even believe it myself. I really couldn't. The day that I resigned, I was like, I can't believe I just did this. I mean, it really happened sooner than I thought, and it happened in such a smooth way. And my gosh, like the universe is just taking care of us so amazingly right now in that sense, I don't wake up and think about money at all. I will be very honest with you. I don't stress. Money is there. I mean, it's just whatever we need, we're always taken care of. I don't stress about money anymore. I don't think about that. I think about when I wake up, like, how can I be creative? What do I want to do today? I get to spend time with my kids. I get to brainstorm and, about for my videos and think about things to talk about and research, I love to do that. And it's just an amazing life. And my husband and his projects, everything's going well with that. And, he's working and he's doing what he loves to do, which he manifested for himself. Absolutely. And he deserves everything he's getting with that. So I'm very grateful for that too. So we're taking care of, we're already subscribed to that. You see, we no longer rely on the system. This is what it is. You break free from the matrix. We don't rely on anyone. I don't have a boss. Neither does my husband in that sense. We created this life for ourselves, and it took years. It didn't just happen overnight. Like my husband and his project, I mean, he started that, like, I don't know, at least 5-6 years ago. And it was just an idea in his head. And look what it became now. It became something really big. So I'm very proud of him. I'm also very proud of myself for doing this, having the courage to make videos, and I just love what I do. And the universe is taking care of us now. So, just understand that this is the mindset you need to be in to get onto this quantum financial system. It is the new way of the earth. The new way of living on 5D earth is wake up and think of how do you want to be creative and do what you love to do and serve at the same time by doing that. Because even just you being happy, you're serving humanity by sharing that vibration and frequency. So it's pretty amazing. I just wanted to share that with you really quick. I don't know crazy details yet about the quantum financial system, but it's Trump canceled student debt. I already mentioned that. That's already one other step closer to that as well, because we're no longer going to have debt. You know what I mean? This is a new way of living altogether. It's very exciting. So I just wanted to talk about that. Let me see if I missed anything. The emphasis though on this video is really keep your vibration high though. Like, guys, really keep your vibration high. Focus on this. Eat the good foods that you need to keep your vibration high. Get the rest, because resting is also essential. If you're exhausted and doing too much, you're depleting yourself. That's not right. You need to also take the rest that you need. We do so much light work as well, by the way, when we are asleep, especially right now, this particular time we're on right now. The light work is specifically when we're asleep, we are there's battles going on right now between the dark, you know what I mean? There's, like I said, they're still trying. So we are fighting on another level as well in this, in the, when we're asleep. Okay, keep that in mind. So you're going to need to rest a lot more now because of that. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention, a download I got yesterday. So right now, aside from, you know, our light bodies activating more because we're holding more light, what's happening is we're also merging with our higher selves right now. This is the download I got yesterday as I was taking notes for this video today. We are merging with our higher selves literally right now, okay? It's a process. It doesn't happen one day to the next, but we are in that process right now of really merging with it, with our higher selves. So this is, how do I say this? Your perspective on things is going to change drastically when this happens. You start to look at things differently from a different perspective, okay, from that galactic perspective, like I talked about in another video. It just happens. You see, you can no longer be fooled in any way at that point. At this point, like for me, I see right through like agendas, things like that. I mean, you can't fool me at this point at all. So this is what happens when you start to merge with your higher self, because your intuition, everything, your chakras get fully activated. I mean, it's a whole other way of living and way of being. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there. This is getting on 50 minutes. I'm going to start ending this video. I think I covered everything that I want to talk about. I didn't mean to go all over the place, guys. I'm sorry if I did. But yeah, just be wary of the agendas being pushed forward by the cabal right now. Just be wary and try not to get sucked into those things so you don't get onto that timeline. Keep your vibration super high. Drink a lot of water, like I said, with lemon if you need to. Eat the right foods, and understand that we are all taken care of. Everything is going to be fine. There's no need to be scared. There's no need to be fearful. When your soul and your, you know, being is telling you to make a decision at this point, even if it's a little drastic, you need to trust it, because the universe is really going to be manifesting those things that you've been wanting to manifest. So be ready, is what I'm trying to say. Be ready for that, because these things are going to be coming true now for you. Okay? Be ready for that job change. Be ready to leave that 3D world behind, because a lot of us are leaving the matrix. I mean, I left it a while ago, but a lot of you are going to be in the process of leaving the matrix. Okay, and it's kind of a hard process sometimes to let go of those comforts that you're so used to, and the deprogramming then of your programmed mind and way of being. So it's a process, definitely. But stay positive and understand that you are ascending. This is the process to ascension. We're on our way. So vibe high. Stay vibrating. Stay vibrating high, guys. I wish you all the best in everything. I'm sending you guys a lot of love. Please like this video, subscribe if you liked what I talked about. I keep sharing this kind of information all the time. And definitely take a look at my Facebook group, where I'm very active. I constantly share information like this. It's growing crazy, that group. It's an amazing group, really good energy. And I have 2 Facebook pages, Tara Stars Gumusio and Warriors of the Light. And on Instagram, I'm tara.stars with a Z, 1111. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to share that information with you guys. Sending you a lot of love. Take care, be good, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.